Hi Esquire, this is Bobby Deol and I'm going to recount the chapters of my life. My first memory creating the desire and wanting to be an actor was when I used to spend time with my papa on the sets and the kind of love he used to get from the people, and all I wanted was to get the same kind of love. And I realized that the reason why he's getting that love is because he's an actor. He works in movies, which I didn't realize till I used to go on the sets. I was too young. But when I figured that out, all I wanted to do was become an actor. When I was growing up, there was no Bollywood. There was only Hindi film cinema. And for me, my papa and mama kept us very away from the film world. They wanted us to grow up in a very normal environment. So the only time I was close to it was watching my papa's movies, and he is a legend. And, I just was amazed at his performances, playing different characters, and that was my connection with movies. Well, I'm the youngest in my family, so usually people call the youngest the brat of the family, but well, I might have been a brat when I was growing up. But other than that, I was very protected. I used to stay in their room, my mom and papa's room, till the age of 14, so I got that time to spend with it. And then my brother, my brother is my eldest. He is a father figure in my life. He's just like a father to me, and very protective. And it might sound like, so you have so many people protecting you, but I was blessed that I have my papa, my mama, and my brother, and my sisters to be there for me. I was very lucky. Well, not many people will remember because it was never spoken so much, but my first film, Barsat, was being directed by Shekhar Kapoor. And the first time I ever faced the camera was on my birthday. I don't know which year it was. We had a Mahurat, and that's when I shot for the first time. We shot for 27 days, and then things changed because Shekhar had to do another film, and that was a big opportunity for him. So my dad decided that I was more important to him, and for Shekhar that was more important. So Raj Santoshi became the director, and that's how the first film was made. I never really thought about success in that manner. I was just happy that I did film, and the work I did, it was being appreciated and loved by people. So that was the biggest thing that I could have achieved. I never really thought about the competition or any of those things. I just thought that there was space for everyone, and I was being naive, I think, because it's not like that in this film industry. But that's how I am, and I think that's the reason I'm still here after 30 years, because just the way I am, it's just made me want to work harder, and I'm thankful that God has given me so much. And my audiences, my fans, it's a blessing of all the love I got from them because of my papa. I think the kind of industry we work in, it kind of is challenging every day, and there's so many challenges my dad faced before he joined the industry to become an actor. And he had seen it all, and at one given point things slow down in every actor's life. And I think those moments are the moments where you suddenly think about, is it time for me to give up? But I think he must have just been verbal about it in that sense. It must have been a thought that he spoke out loud. But I don't think within him he ever wanted to stop working. And I think that's what makes him what he is. No one can be like him at the age of 89. Well, always be humble, be down to earth, and true to yourself. See, like you asked me this question when my dad said, I don't think I'll work beyond 70. I think every actor goes through that moment in their life. Sometimes it comes early in their life, in their career, sometimes later. But it's a tough industry, and if you give up, then there's no place for you in this industry. So you have to just keep working hard trying to improve yourself in every which way you can think of. And I think that's what I did. I went through this whole thing of giving up and then realizing what I'm doing. And then that suddenly something just snapped in me, and I just worked hard on myself. I had a great inning, and things just went down after that. But I knew that people were there, my audiences were there, my fans were there, and they would be waiting for me to do something interesting. And I was lucky. But I worked hard. I think hard work turns into a lot, and I think that's what happened with me, I guess. As I said, I got lucky. I got lucky because I did work, and people might have noticed my work. And I think somewhere back of the minds, they must have thought about everybody. You see, there's so many actors, and you think about them, and suddenly something clicks in your head. I think somewhere my work spoke for me, and that's how I got Ashram. But before that, I think what began the whole story for me in my second inning was a film called Class of '83. I think that was something I really enjoyed. OTT platform, I think, was the best thing that happened. The things changed from there. That's because for me, work is not about just box office numbers. I think it is essential, but it's more important that when you're on the set, you're enjoying being there, playing that character, because you really, really, really are enjoying it from your heart. There'll be ups and downs in those chapters, but life moves on. Well, I'm too old to play the young roles. I wish I could play certain roles which I didn't play when I was younger, but beyond that, I think there's so much more for my age group, and I think there's a lot I'm getting to do, and I'm very lucky working with some great filmmakers and production houses. So, touch wood. I've kept everything very real with him. There's no fairy tale, there's no assuming that everything will be right. And he knows that. He's seen his father going through his journey, and being very honest with them, because that's the most important thing, is to be honest with your kids. I have two boys, one is Aryaman and one is Dharam, and they both want to get into this industry. And I don't encourage them and I don't discourage them. All I say is, whatever you want to do in life, you have to give your full heart, put your full heart into it. And there should be no doubt.